We have Sacred Beast, Lightsworn, and even the power of the Blitzclick. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oscon. I was kind of excited to see, where is Sacred Beast going to go? And I figured what better showcasing to kind of see how this deck's evolving. Now, I do see we're only playing one of the Orchestrator, which is interesting. We're also only going with one of the Uriah, which I think is fine. The Uriah genuinely feels like the weakest of the boss monsters, which is okay. Of course, maximizing on the others. And we're also playing a Fiendsmith package in here. Also, Martyr being probably one of the better cards your deck has access to is pretty cool. We're also playing only one of the giant boss monster. I can actually feel this. This card sometimes does not feel all that strong. But also remember, your deck gets to do some dumb things. Getting to make the Colossus is really, really cool. But I think that this is a good start to Sacred Beast. It should give you something to work towards. Also, 2 Fallen in Paradise while side decking the Farah is a little bit nasty. Next up here, we have Lightsworn featuring the Dragonic Warrior. Now, we can discard this to special summon a level 4 lower dragon monster from the hand or deck. This gives you auto access into the Dragonling, and then the Dragonling gets to send down so that you can add a monster with 3026. So guess what? This turns into, a massive search line for, your big old dragon, which actually is kind of cool. I appreciate that. But the rest is just going to be Lightsworn good stuff with a little spin of Zawardo on the side. We've seen the world is, I think, one of the biggest gimmicks that the game actually feels like it has. And players are going to try to make exploits to make this actively work. Also, I do see we have Eclipse Wyvern coming to town. So enough tools to try to make this deck look a little bit interesting, I will say. Next up here, we have the Blitzclick. There were so many cool variations to Blitzclick out of the weekend, but most people kind of agreed that you want to go with Harmonia in this deck. Harmonia gives you some very strong access to put pressure on the opponent, which is kind of nice. And then, of course, you're going to notice maximization on these numbers, but we're also playing 1 Astrolama Urania, special summon by returning 2 you control to the hand. And then what? This card is special summon, you reveal any number of monsters from your hand with different levels, then target that many face-up cards your opponent controls and negate their effects. That actually seems kind of cool on paper. Being able just to have a strong negation that you're able to use against the opponent is really good. My only fear about playing this deck is Blitzclick just needs one more starter. Truly, if you give this deck just a little bit more, it really feels like it can come together in a good, positive, meaningful way. And I do hope we do get some tools to kind of edge this deck out. Now, we also have the FTK. Now, if you guys don't know, this deck has been turning a lot of heads in the OCG. A lot of people are not happy that for some reason, this deck actually exists. So the way that this deck works is you're going to get access. Where's the Link 5 at? The stupid Link 5, the Zena no Sugani Hime here, lets you dump a card from the deck to the graveyard, which is very, very, very important. But if you link something that's using only monsters on your field as material, you can send one from the extra deck to the graveyard. So you get to end up dumping the Independent Nightingale, and all you need is 2 Starving Venom Dragons, and then you unlock this FTK scenario, because for whatever reason, they just gave you immediate access to the Supreme King Starving Venom Dragon, and you get to FTK with it. Good stuff. Next up has been the Synchro good stuff. This deck, obviously, when we do eventually get Synchro Emergency, I hope that we can actually use the giant boss monster deck to be able to do things. Because this deck is one of the coolest decks that I think exist in the course of the game. You're able to do so many cool things with this. And I really actually do hope that players do explore this. Obviously, Two Steam Synchron might feel a little bit out of place, but obviously it's a level 3 machine tuner monster. That does matter. We did just get Junk Signal. You know, our version of this deck's going to feel a little bit weird because, you know, we don't have this good card yet. And we're just missing a little bit more to get access to all of the cool things that this deck can do. Also, I do like the triple Denko Sekka down here. Being able to freeze the opponent's back row is pretty strong. Next up here, we have the plant good stuff, and obviously the Blood Tree is an incredibly powerful card. But also you got to remember, because we're getting access to basically the dark plant stuff, we're also a plant deck in general, which means as long as we can kind of go through the combo line on plant good stuff, getting access to the humid winds in here as well, you can do some kind of cool things. I see we also get access to the circle of the fairies as well. Meanwhile, you know, Jasmine ends up being one of those generically good plant cards. That's the way that this has always been, right? Like the plant good stuff just helps you out so much in kind of getting set up. So I like this. I like this a lot. I like that the plant good stuff is here to help. I like that we have, you know, access to Magnolia as well. Just, this card's also very, very, very broken for plants. Next up is the Train Machine Crystron pile. First of all, it's kind of cool, right? Like, you've got natural synergy with the Crystron stuff, being able to provide you access into, you know, Exoskeletus. But we're not playing the trap card for this. My problem with this list is it doesn't feel complete, and that's okay. It needs just a little bit more to kind of polish itself up and really bring itself together. But we also get to play Subspace Battle in here, which I guess is also kind of fun. I mean, we have, I can't imagine a world where, you know, you're not going to get these big monsters recruited so that you can actually get them deployed on the field. But this plus Grass Looks Greener should allow you some initial setup to kind of get the deck actually up and rolling. So, all right, I see you. I see you. Creative. Next up is some hero good stuff. Now, this is what the deck might potentially look like. You know, we just got Miracle Ejector, which is going to kind of change, you know, how this deck wants to play. But we're also missing Fountain. When we do get Fountain, I think the deck will really come together. But, you know, obviously, they've been adding more into Hero. You know, when Saboteur comes, we get further access to things. When Clay Guardman comes, you know, you'll get the additional starter power on top of all of this. It's going to be a game of patience when it comes to these decks. And obviously, when time comes, it'll be good. Also, you know, because of this, you get to play the Neospatian good stuff because, you know, rolling the Cosmo Neos against your opponent is just one of the funniest things that this deck can actually do. I'm also surprised and happy to see the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero still has a slot in this deck, because I've seen a lot of lists just kind of foregoing this. Also, 2 Favorite Contact is a little bit crazy. Next up is just Cyber Dragon good stuff. It's also crazy to me because, like, Cyber Dragon itself has just been greatly chunked out of these lists. It doesn't feel like a strong card anymore. But even like the new Cyber Dragon, you're only choosing to play one of it. While it is able to provide you with, you know, some extra little flair to kind of get set up, it's one more level 5. You're also playing the Future Fusion Nova. This card is everything that you want it to be. But notice, I mean, like, none of these lists are ever just tossing the limiter removal in to get the best value off of this. You're just using this to poop out the big boss monster, go to town, while also using Power Bond to kind of ensure that you're also going to be able to kind of get those OTK scenarios. Yeah. OTK decks are still very real in this game. They're funny and enjoyable too. And then our last list here is going to be more Synchro good stuff. I've been trying to keep up with these lists because I'm looking forward to seeing like how this is going to evolve. But like the junk forward stuff is just so good. Also looks like 2 Steam Synchrons has been moving on up the ladder here. And also I do see that this is using the Cool Tune back to back as a tool option as well, which is really, really good. But also, I need to remind you, Synchro Emergency is one of the most cracked cards that we've had the chance to see right now. So only time will tell with this one, but I'm excited nonetheless. So, what do you guys think about these cool lists this week? Please, comment down below what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.